What's up, guys? I'm back with another video. Okay, guys, we're gonna light my candle. We've never lit my candle on camera before. Okay, so we're gonna light it. I'm sorry, I thought I saw a ghost. Okay, so here we go. See the little wick? We're gonna try to light it. Here we go. Oh shit! Can you guys see it? Did it light? It lit. Look. It lit. Let's see. And it just went out from all the wax. Oh, fudge. Kids, do not play with fires. Oh my God, hold on. Like, I want to get some of the yolk out. The yolk. I want to get some of the wax out. It smells like Coke. It smells, not Coke. It smells like Dr. Pepper. Okay, here we go. Do not play with fire, kids. Oh, shit. Come on. How long do I have to leave you on here? Oh, my God. Look, if there's a ghost in here, I'm out. Dude. How the heck did they make this thing? Because this thing is not working. This makes no sense to me. Hold on. I got to pour some of the grease off. Look. The wax. I don't know why I just poured that on my laptop, on top of my laptop. Okay, let's try again. Watch, guys. And I burnt the side of it. This might be a dumb invention, TikTok. There we go. There we go. Look. Okay. All right, so we lit my Dr. Pepper candle with all that being said, and it's really greasy now. I wanted to talk to you guys about something, okay? My hands are greasy now. Okay, so story time, and then I want to talk about something, okay? So story time is, I don't know if I told you guys that me and my brother burned down the barn. I think I told you guys this story, but for any of my new followers, let me set the scene, okay? All right, so it's a nice country day, midsummer, right? I had to be like 9, and my brother had to be like, wait, there's a 5 years difference. So he had to be like 3 or 2. No, he was 6. I was like 10. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know the difference. I know there's a 5-year difference between us, but anyways, 4 or 5 years. Because he just turned 31 and I'm 34. So, or I'm 35. So, I don't know. Anyways, so let me set the thing. So anyways, we're homeschooled, right? And so my mom is like, you know, she's tired. She didn't feel good, you know, whatever. So she's still in bed. Both of my sisters are home from work. It's their off day. Me and my brother are bored. My friend William's gone. His friends are gone. Anyways, so we live on a farm, 5 acres, right? So for whatever reason, I don't know how we separated, but we separated. And then I was in the house watching, we were only allowed to watch Christian cable. So we would watch stuff like Bonanza and Reading Rainbow. And occasionally she would let us watch Sesame Street, but not really. Or we'd watch packs that had like Dr. Quinn and Touched by Angel and Seven Heaven and stuff like that, right? We weren't allowed to watch like the real good cartoons like Tom and Jerry, the Rugrats, like all that different stuff. Magic School Bus we were allowed to watch. Raven Simone's, we were allowed to watch we're allowed to watch certain things on Disney Channel. My mom didn't like all the stuff on Disney Channel. Arthur, we weren't allowed to watch it because she thought Francine was really mean. It makes no sense to me now. But anyway, so let me get back. So anyways, I was like trying to find my little brother because we were super close. And I'm like, yo, where's my brother at? So I go to the garage and he's like lighting matches, right? He's playing with the fire like this, but he had matches, right? So he's playing with the matches like that. And he's like trying to light the trash can. And my dumb butt was like, no, don't light it here. Go light it in the barn. I don't know why the hell I told him to go do that because, hello, barn is made out of woods. Hello, there's straw in there for the animals. So anyways, he listens to me. He goes to the barn. He lights the fire. Oh, shoot. He lights them. Oh, my God, hold on. He lights the matches just like that. But we didn't have one. We probably did, but he used just the wooden ones, right? And so he lights the match like that. The straw goes up. It goes super. This is an old barn that came with the house because we bought the house in the early 1996, right? So this time it's like almost the 2000s. It might have been like 1999, 1998, 1998, somewhere around there, right? It's almost the 2000s. So this barn came with the house, right? And so we had an old 1991 Dodge Chrysler van that came from Virginia to Ohio with us, but we weren't using it anymore because the transmission went bad. And all Chrysler vans know this, the transmissions go after a while. My mom had all Chryslers, the transmission went, right? So anyways, so the barn goes up in flames, right? We're trying to throw little buckets of water. We're trying to pour water on it. And like, nothing's happening, right? So thank God all the sheep, the goats, everybody was out in the pasture eating, right? And there was one turkey, our oldest turkey, we called her Turkey Boo or something like that. And one of our lambs, Lambert, who was my brother's favorite lamb, they were in the barn, right? And so we got Lambert out. I don't know why we didn't get Turkey out. She must have been hiding because they would build these nests in the straw and we couldn't find them. And I'm not really supposed to be in there because I'm asthmatic. So I'm not supposed to be in there because just the dust and everything and the mold. It wasn't mold, but just the dust. So anyways, so we're like, oh my God. So I run and get the water hose. We're screaming, fire, fire, fire. And so my mom opens the window. What do you mean? Fire, the barn's on fire. So she runs downstairs. She tells my sisters to call 911. They call 911. She's over there trying to, and then by this time, the fire's already spread to the van. The van explodes, right? And then she called, so then the paramedics came, the whole neighborhood came because, you know, they never saw nothing. It made the news. My sister grabbed me and my little brother and took us to the neighbor's house. And we're like huddled down with her. We're crying because we're like, what's going to happen? We're going to get in trouble. And we're like, oh my God, like we're going to get in a lot of trouble. And she's like, it's okay. It happens. It's an accident, you know, super, super patient. So then the news comes, the reporters come, you know, because it's small. You can actually maybe look it up. Look up the Xenia Cadet or whatever. Xenia. Oh, okay. It's Ohio. Xenia. It's a small little country town. Look up their daily, whatever it's called, and go back to like 1990 something, and you'll see it. You'll see, boys set barn on fire, and you can see it. It made the newspaper and the news. I'm not even lying to you. We were so embarrassed. Anyway, so then luckily what happened was the turkey roasted basically. So we could have, I feel so bad for that turkey. It died. The lamb got out. The van blew up. So that was my mom and dad's, you know, the kids grew up in that car. We were, you know, brand new to it at the time. And so all the memories were like gone. And my dad actually, I don't remember getting a whooping for that. I don't remember that. I do remember being like, I think why he didn't do it was because he was like, this is teaching you guys a lesson not to play with fire no more. And I think that's why we didn't get a whooping. But I remember being like I remember other people saying, you should have beat them. You should have, they did it. But our punishment was we had to clean up all the broken wood and look for nails. And it was a worse punishment than getting a whooping because it would have been done and over with. But I just remember being like so embarrassed because like all my friends were there that I went to school or that were in the homeschool group. The girl I liked, her parents were like, you no longer gonna be friends with Matthew because he's a kleptomaniac. And I'm like, first of all, I didn't even like the match. But because I was with him, I got tied into the story. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. He lit the match. I didn't like the match. I try to help him get the fire out. So how am I being accused of lighting the match? But anyways, they blamed me and him for everything together when we were little. But anyways, it doesn't matter. So like, I don't want to burn it, but anyways. Oh yeah, you can. Oh, now I know how they mold stuff. But it just pissed me off because I'm like, I didn't even burn the barn down, you know? But the cool thing was the whole little town came together. We got a builder who was in the homeschool family to build us a really nice, beautiful barn. Beautiful. It still stands to this day at the farm. Beautiful. We were able to set up the stalls the way my mom wanted it because for whatever reason, I don't know what it was, it would be below like 3 degrees outside. Our sheep would always go into labor and we would be out there hauling buckets and buckets and buckets. And you can't leave water out there because it turns to ice because it'd be below zero, right? And so we would always have to like water them and we hated it because it'd be like freezing freaking cold, like a blizzard. And you're like trying to get to the barn to water the sheep. And my mom sometimes, and I wish I was doing photography or something back then because my mom would have to pull the legs and pull the baby sheep out and then do mouth to mouth on their just to get oxygen in because sometimes the mothers were just slow. They didn't know what to do. I'm like, y'all are dumb. And so my mom would like help them or some might die. And it would be a little dramatic for me and my brother. I learned that death at a young age, I learned that it wasn't scary. I learned that it was a part of life. And so to this day, I mean, it's sad, but like, I just learned at a young age that like people die, animals die, like no one lives forever. So at a young age, I want to say I was like 10 or 11, and other was happening to me. But I learned that like, hey, death comes at the end of it, you know? But it was so dramatic for me and my brother. Like, I don't mess with matches to this day. Like this, I mean, usually I don't play with matches. My brother, I don't know. But we were known as the two boys that burnt down the barn, the family barn. And it was like all over the neighborhood, all over the small little town. They would literally see us and the parents would be like, you can't hang out with my kids because you'll teach them how to burn stuff. And it like took us a while, because the next thing was there was this girl, and I have to tell you guys this story next time. There was this, probably Wednesday, there was this girl, her name was Danielle, and she was so gorgeous. She looks like Christina Aguilera, or she looks like Christina Aguilera, or she looks like, oh my God, who else? She looks like, she's a mixture of Christina Aguilera and probably Britney Spears, right? Or something like that, right? She's like right in the middle. I had the biggest crush on her. And I'll tell you guys that story later because I know I've never told the story. But anyways, there was a big situation with her that was like maybe, I want to say maybe a year after ours, that everyone shut up and stopped talking about. But I'll tell you guys that story too, because I'll tell you guys that story. But yeah, I was embarrassed. Like, there was this snobby little family that we were close to because we all were close in age, and they had 6 kids. We had 6 kids. The boys were all bedwetters and whatever. And it was just, anyways, it was like, me and my brother could make fun of them for that, but they would make fun of us for stuff. And we're like, well, at least we don't wear diapers and you do, and and whatever. But like, they had all of our names. There was Michael, there was Micah. No, there was Michael, Mark, Micah, Matthew. So it was like the same as ours, right? So they had like an Aaron in their mix because they had a little bit more than us. And so old country family, Amish, whatever. But their house got torn down in a tornado that came like a few years later. And then they built a gorgeous house. And then they start their own little business on the side where they would sell like apples and things and stuff. So it was really cool how they kind of took a tragedy and turned it into a business. Someone's here. I don't know who. But anyways, guys, make sure to like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I'll tell you the story about Danielle probably maybe tomorrow or maybe on Wednesday when my parents go back. I might just start recording outside because I sit outside a lot. So I might just start recording because, yeah, I just want to record. My numbers are doing good. I got my first paycheck, so we good, we happy. I don't know who's here. They didn't come yet. Oh yeah, here they come. Oh, it's a dude or a lady. I can't tell who it is, but peace out, guys.